Hello, Aries. Hello, Aries. This is Adrian. I'm going to back up. I'm always so close, aren't I? I'm always so close to the camera. This is Adrian Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside, coming to you with your horoscope for December of 2018. And I must apologize. I waited to the very last minute. I do have a Taurus moon. I must admit, I am a huge procrastinator. And it's funny. I kind of did them along the way during the month, and I got to Aries and Libra. Aries and Libra. And for some reason, I just could not get this Aries and Libra thing going. And it's really funny because over the course of the last few weeks, I've met several new friends that are Aries and Libra, and I'm a Capricorn, so we're cardinal signs, and so there must be a reason why I saved you guys to last, and we're gonna see what it is. I don't think it's a mistake that Aries and Libra are opposite each other, so what affects one would probably affect the other. And so I guess we're going to be dealing a little bit with that. So before we go, I just feel, before we start, I want to just wave my little magic amethyst. Oh, you guys have no idea. I love this little healing amethyst. I can actually feel myself heal whenever I touch it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, love it. So the first thing I see when I look at the chart for Aries really is that you guys have a packed 12th house. I'm sure this is probably why I saved you guys to last. That packed 12th house means that, the opposing side is your solar 6th house. So I can imagine that some Aries may have been experiencing some physical problems, maybe some mental problems, like psychological issues, just things that you do in private. Maybe some of your closet kink has come out. I'm not saying, but that's a possibility right now because you've got a packed 12th house. And when I say packed, I mean packed. You've got Chiron in the 12th house, you've got Neptune in the 12th house, and you've got Mars in the 12th house for most of December. And so there's going to be a lot of emphasis in that 12th house. That is definitively what is going to be affecting you mostly during the month. But here's the other thing. That Pisces, it's got a couple of things going on. Up until the 21st of January, technically a lot of planets in Sagittarius are going to be, squaring that 12th house, those Pisces planets. And that's going to be coming from the area of like higher education, travel, the ninth house basically. So it can have anything to do with like legal things. It could be and the reason I don't know why I said legal things, because the 12th house is it could represent prisons, or it could represent hospitals or some places of confinement. And for some reason, I thought that legal, and I don't know if that has anything to do with any of that. But, political or philosophical things, your in-laws are indicated there, travel's indicated there, higher education, like schooling and college and things like that. That's indicated there, but a lot of times it's dogma. It's like the things that we believe, like we so deeply believe in something. And with the 12th house being the house of undoing, and Mars being an aggressive planet, and it being a little confused when it's in Pisces, and Chiron being in retrograde for most of the month, and then Neptune also being retrograde for part of the month, I could possibly see you getting into some weird discussions, since Sagittarius always rules causes, right? So they've got their dogma or whatever. It's like a clash of the dogma right here. Maybe you've got some hidden beliefs, or they've got some beliefs, because the sun's going to be in the 9th house, and the Mercury is going to be in the 9th house, and Jupiter's going to be in the 9th house, and that's all going to be squaring all that stuff I talked about earlier from the 12th. That's Chiron, Neptune, and Mars. So, yeah. I'm going to be going over that a little bit, when I go over the calendar, because I'll be talking about the specific aspects that are going to occur. And believe me, I know there's going to be quite a number of exact hits as far as squares over the course of the month. So Aries, prepare yourself for that, because, it's coming. But here's the crazy thing, okay? Sagittarius is trying most Aries planets, like especially the sun. You get a 10-degree orb. So I'm thinking that for the most part, you Aries are going to be okay. That 12th house is really that hidden subconscious part of yourselves that, you might be thinking inside of your head, or when you're sleeping, or when you're alone. It's not the thing that you would do overtly. Now, overtly, you actually have Pluto and Saturn in your 10th house. And on the 21st, the sun is going to be there. And when that happens, woo, you have a lot of great potential for your career. You might find that your career suddenly takes off. I mean, if you've been working at something and you've learned your skill, you've honed your skill, with the sun and Mercury and Jupiter in the 9th house, that does indicate that higher learning, or someone who's skilled. So if you've gotten all your certifications and your skills, and you've really honed your career, with Pluto and Saturn there and the sun there, when the sun goes by Saturn and Pluto in your 10th house, anything is possible in your career. I mean, especially if you're your own boss and you don't have to look up to some other higher person, or that you're not a peon, right? So that would be really, really awesome if that was the case. I'm thinking about an Aries friend of mine who I'm hoping is probably, they'll get an explosion of business. That would be wonderful for that person. Now, the other thing that is happening in the month is that there is Mercury and Venus kind of flip-flop between Scorpio and Sag at certain points of the month early on. And so you will get a little bit of emphasis in that solar 8th house. That's other people's money. But with Venus there, even though when it goes direct in Scorpio going, which should be like about now, it's your libido probably is going to be increased. Yeah, I see an increased libido for some of you guys, and you may have had that over the last few weeks or so. Well, you guys, this is pretty much my take on things. Now, one of the things I didn't mention is that as of this month, for sure, the North Node is in Cancer. It's in the 4th house. So it just means for Aries that you would, with the North Node there, it's just saying there's going to be emphasis, your home, doing things in your home, maybe doing more things with your family. It's always emphasis on the home and on the feminine and on the mother and on like the moon, the emotions, because the 4th house is a very nurturing, emotional house, and it always rules like the mother and all those really mothering feelings that you have toward your family members. And so maybe you might find that you bond or get closer during this time. And that would be wonderful, because that's never a bad thing, is it? So now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to, and I had shut down the internet, just my luck. So hold on a second here. I'm gonna open up the calendar, and I'll go through the aspects one by one. Okay, I'm about to have like a nervous breakdown. Where's my calendar? Okay, there we go. All right. You know, I think I forgot my Wellbutrin today. And you know what? I think today, there was a reason why I waited till today, I think, to do this reading. And that's because today, yeah. See, today there's a major opposition. Here's a reason why I waited till today. There is a major opposition today on November 30th. November 30th. And if it's affecting you, Aries, that means it's affecting Libra. And so I'm sure there's a reason why I waited till today. But it's a Venus opposition Uranus aspect. Venus, of course, being ruled by Libra. So they're going to really feel that, because it's their ruling planet, basically. But opposite Uranus, which is now in Aries. So that is Venus in Libra at home, opposite Uranus in your sign. So you guys may feel that. It may affect your love lives. Yeah, I would avoid arguments. Definitely. And with Venus being the ruling planet of Libra, I would watch your partnerships, because that's going to be your, you know, your solar 7th house. Be careful of that. Yeah. And wherever Taurus falls, where's Taurus? Your 2nd house, that's your money. Something to do with your partner, maybe money, arguments. Something to do with you, because that would be Uranus is going to be in the 1st house of Aries. Anyway, oh, sorry. Every time I do that, it shakes. So sorry about that. But that's the 30th. That's today. But, you know, this reading is for December. So it's just a lead-in, but for some reason I waited till the last minute. And this is that day. So I hope there hasn't been any major arguments or problems with loved ones, like partners or anything like that. Now, on the 1st of December, Mercury enters Scorpio. And that Scorpio is in your solar 8th house. The message for the day is all or nothing conversations, but with it being your solar 8th house, I think it will be really deep conversations, because, you know, the 8th house is the house that makes you want to get in deep and close and investigate and you know, those deep personal psychological questions, which, you know, depending on where your partner is and what sign they are, they could or could not deal with that well. And with Mercury going into Scorpio, it's always like really heavy duty in the beginning, and that's the 8th house where it rules. It's, you know, where Scorpio rules. And so it's going to be, just be careful. You know, you might be a little heavy, or just be a little deep, you know, with your conversation. So just be aware of that. Just for a few days, it'll wear down. It won't be so potent as it is when it first enters the sign, but it will be potent when it gets into Scorpio. Now on the 2nd, the sun is square Mars, and the sun is in Sagittarius, and Mars is, where did I say Mars was right now? It is in Pisces, right? I did say that. You guys are going to have several of these squares that go from Sagittarius to Pisces. It's just, they're really in tight, aspects to each other. And this first one is a sun square Mars. Mars being your ruling planet, right? So just be careful that you're not like angry that day. And again, like I said, because of these conversations or dogmatic discussions maybe, or something to that effect, I could really see that happening because, with the 12th house being like deep hidden, subconscious, is sometimes are undoing things that we may say or do that just set someone off. And or someone might set you off because, that is Mars. So, but yeah, I would just be aware of that. So, yeah. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so dry. That's the other reason. I've got some viral thing. So if my eye looks red, that's probably why too. It's slightly pink. It's getting better, but the doctor's like, oh, you just got to let it run its course. And so I'm doing it. I've got Saturn on my sun, so it's expected right now. Anyway, on the 5th of December, the sun is square Neptune, and that sun is in the 9th house, and Neptune is in the 12th house. So again, here we go. That 9th house, that 12th house, once again. Again, that could be legal issues and incarceration. I mean, I'm not saying that's a definitive thing. I'm just saying that is a possibility. But you may feel extra weak on the 5th of December. As it's not a strong day. Any time you're dealing with those 12th house squares, it's not good. On the 6th of December, there is going to be a new moon in Sagittarius. And that is a new start. I mean, it is a good start. And the good thing is, it's the 9th house. So you might have really good and big dreams. I mean, you might have big ideas, big plans, big goals. I mean, that is the house of like philosophy and causes and, just going for what they want. So just be aware you might get this like ant up your butt during the month of December where you believe in something so wholeheartedly that, it can just, don't be careful not to lose your money, and be careful not to get into like weird debates or gaslighting, like over stupid issues like political things or racial things that are kind of like we don't really know the answers to. We just suppose the answers because we're human. But yeah, don't get into arguments over things like that. That same day, Mercury does go direct in Scorpio as well. So, I mean, our thinking is going to be a little bit clearer, which is good. That is that 8th house again for you. So, I mean, Mercury's going to be there. You're really, I mean, you're going to be thinking kind of deeply, as long as Mercury's there. And once it goes direct on the 6th, until it gets into Sag, and even then, I think you're still going to be thinking very deeply. I mean, you're looking at life and death and everything in between right now. And, it's a good time to communicate again, because Mercury has been retrograde up until the 6th of December, and so it'll feel really good that you'll feel like you can actually communicate and it'll make sense again. So that's a good feeling. On the 6th also, this is a big day, the 6th of December, Mars is conjunct Neptune. And, I mentioned that both Mars and Neptune are in your solar 12th house. And they're getting lots of hits during the month from those Sagittarius planets. But now Mars is also conjunct Neptune in that 12th house. And Neptune, of course, being such a nebulous planet, and a planet that can lead to delusion and illusion and being tricked by yourself and being tricked by other people. I don't trust Neptune anymore. I don't know if it can be handled or bridled. I have Neptune on my midheaven, but Neptune hit my husband Saturn in the 10th house, and he just gave up on our marriage. Now, Saturn in the 10th house does spell cruelty, and there was some cruelty in the man, but that's the kind of weird thing that happens, that kind of disillusionment or weird out of the blue things. Just be cautious, because it is in your 12th house, and it is Mars, which is your ruling planet. Okay. On the 8th of December, Chiron goes direct, and Chiron is also in that 12th house. So that 12th house is really full. I think it's why I'm just spending a little time on it with you, because it's a full house. When Chiron goes direct, it's said that you will be able to release your pain. Like, you'll be able to hopefully heal wounds that you might have been holding on to while it's been retrograde. So it's a moment, when it goes direct, where you can really start to heal those wounds. And I know that I've got wounds that I'm holding on to, and I'm sure you probably got some wounds you're holding on to with Chiron sitting in your 12th house like that. So good luck with that. On the 12th, Mercury enters Sagittarius. So now Mercury is in that 9th house, okay? And so it is thinking big, big business, big education, big international publishing, in politics and legal things, and all international travel. It's a very big house with very big ideas and very big dreams and very big plans, and you might find that you're thinking pretty big. Just be aware that a lot of these grandiose thoughts are because there's a great deal of planets in Sagittarius in the month of December. So be cautious with your money and gambling on one thing, like that sure thing. There is no such thing as a sure thing. Just remember that. And on the 15th, the sun in Sagittarius squares that moon in Pisces. So there's going to be a moon in Pisces as well, along with that Mars, with that Neptune, with that Chiron. So that 12th house really is packed. And with the moon in Pisces, it's now going to be squaring the sun in the 9th house, and Mercury, and that's a packed house too, because they have Mercury and Jupiter and the sun there. But this might be another one of those issues again, going from that 12th house to the 9th house. All the things that I said before definitely apply, but it just something that you don't want to do anything that you might regret. Let's just say that. Don't say anything you would regret. Don't do anything you might regret. And don't act on crazy impulses that you might regret. Because it's just a momentary thing. And you'll wake up and go, oh no, what did I do? And it'll be too late. Now on the 20th of December, the sun is trine Uranus. And the sun is in Sagittarius. And Uranus is in Aries. And so, you might have that urge to really take a big chance and, just gamble. And I would say today, go ahead. That's Thursday, December 20th. Play that lotto ticket. Take that chance. I mean, if there's any day for it, a good thing to happen, it would be the 20th. So take advantage of that sun trine Uranus that day. On the 21st, the sun enters Capricorn, and that is also winter solstice. Happy winter solstice to everyone. But it also signals that it's a time to get down to business. People just get more somber and serious. And for you, you're going to feel more somber and serious. I mean, it's all going to be up in your 10th house of career and your reputation and your image. And, you're going to have to deal probably, if you have a boss, you'll have to deal with your boss and management more and stuff like that. And you might feel like you have to be more accountable and more mature than normal. And, it's just one of those kind of feelings about when the sun goes into Capricorn. And I should know I'm a Capricorn. Very serious sign. But that day, which is the 21st of December, also Venus trines Neptune that day. And that's a beautiful, beautiful aspect. Whenever Venus is in any positive aspect to Neptune, it's always very positive and very beautiful. And I do expect something really wonderful. Hopefully it'll be really lovely. The beautiful thing too is that Neptune is in Pisces, which is sextile that Capricorn, or at least they're in positive aspect to each other with that new Capricorn sun. So that's a very, very, very good thing right there. On the 25th, the moon will be in Leo. And the moon in Leo will be trining Jupiter in Sagittarius. The good thing is they're all trining you. So happy holidays and Merry Christmas to you, Aries. You should have a really good Christmas. And I just think everyone should have a good day, actually, that day with the moon in Leo. And children should be happy. It should be a beautiful day. On the 29th of December, the moon is in Libra, and moon in Libra always indicates balance or weighing the sides or both sides of something and trying to do things equally or fairly. But you see, that same day, the sun in Capricorn squares that moon in Libra, and that indicates friction. The funny thing is that Libra is opposed you and that Capricorn is square you. So you may feel a lot of that tension and friction directly, whether it's from your career or if it's from your marriage sector, from your partner or even business partner. I would be really cautious that day, just to be on the safe side. That's the 29th of December. And finally, on the 31st of December, Mars enters Aries. So Mars enters your sign. So it's at home. Mars is going to be at home. But you may feel like you have more energy and drive and bigger than you had in a long time. You may feel more assertive. You may even feel angry. I'm not sure, depending on what's going on with the situation. But especially with the sun in Capricorn, there is a possibility that you might feel some anger. So just be aware of that and know it's a transit, because now you're feeling a little bit more empowered with Mars in Aries, because you are in Aries and Mars is home. Okay. Well, this has been Capricorntigress, Adrian Igo of Astrology, a look inside, coming to you with your astrological review for the month of December 2018. And I hope that resonated for some of you, or some of you got some information that you were looking for or seeking from what I just read out to you there. And I like to take a moment to invite all of you to stop by and visit our website at astrologyalookinside.com. And when you go there, we have lots of different things that you can find there. We got a blog, and we've got like little what is it, like a picture wheel of that trains you. You actually learn astrology, and we do have a calendar, and there's videos and lots of fun stuff there. Lots of fun stuff. So I wanted to invite you to that. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/astrology a look inside. Or you can get a free reading if you join our group at Facebook. And so our Facebook group would be facebook.com/groups/astrology a look inside. Okay, guys. Well, it's been a pleasure. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy New Year. Don't drink too much. Don't party too much. Party and have fun. Happy holidays. Bye, everyone. Much love and light to you.